Hi everyone. Welcome you all once again in another session of artificial intelligence and machine learning, that is AI/ML. And sorry guys. So today we are basically going ahead to understand different steps that are involved in data cleaning. Okay. So before that, let me just share my screen. Hopefully my screen is visible to you people. Hopefully my voice is audible as well to you people. Let's just go ahead. So first we had to just discuss about what is data cleaning, right? So data cleaning, in the last session, what is data cleaning and how it is, we have like in detail we have discussed. So basically data cleaning means to fix the messy data before we are just doing any of the any of the vital operations that my model will be taking care of. So that before that, I just need to fix my messy data. Okay. So that is very important part. So, so the very first step for validating, like for understanding and fixing the messy part of the data is that we need to look for the missing values. So we need to see we need to see if my data set contains any missing value or not, and if it is, then how to handle it. So this is my data set, you can see. So let me just increase the width, like the height of the row basically. Let's put it to 30. Yeah. So hopefully now it is visible to you people. So this is a sample data set, okay, where the marks of student has been given. So you can see the name of the student, the marks of maths, marks of science, marks of English. Okay. So what is this missing data? Missing data means the information that is not written or the value is empty or blank. So you can see these places are empty. That's why to just highlight it, I have just used this cross symbol so that it can be easily identified that these areas are missing. Okay, so here basically we need to find the missing data for Anita's science marks, for Rohan's math marks, for Priya's English marks. Okay, so why is this missing data would be a problem? Of course, that needs to be understood, right? So, like if anyone asks, like in anyone wants to, like if the query is coming up like that, I want to get the marks of Rohan, so there would be any marks, right? So we need to take it accordingly, and the answer should like whatever the answer that we are getting, that should not be wrong, and we should get a fair answer to it, right? So in that case, if that is empty, we won't be getting any marks, like any output for it. So if we are going down for a model and building a model and trying to predict the marks, in that case, that this is the data set that I am giving. So in the data set, if half of the result would be vacant, like it will be empty, then how my model will learn at the end of the day, right? So I need to just put a relative marks over here so that it can be taken accordingly, right? So the very first method that we will be discussing, that is removing the row. Okay, so we need to delete the student. Like here specifically, you can see for Anita, Rohan, and Priya, these three students we have to remove. But basically, for this data set, this is not the right option to do, because you can see our data set contains five records, right? Among these five records, we have three records where one data is unavailable, like that data is missing, right? So from this five records, if we are deleting these three records, then there is a problem, right? So we will be only left with two records. So what we will be doing with that? So more than 50%, around 70% of our data would get deleted in that way. 70 to 80% of the data will get deleted like that, right? So that is not the option in this case. But actually, for handling missing data, removing the rows is an option. suppose we have around, suppose 10 lakh data we are having, right? Among this, suppose 10 data we are getting where we are getting missing values. In that case, this is of course an option to remove those 10 rows, right? So those 10 records can be removed accordingly. There is no issue with that. Okay. Now coming down to the second option. Second option is to fill it up with average. Fill the missing value with average. Okay. So how we can do it, right? So in this case, if you can see like mass average, what is the average for mass? Like let's just take it like this. So we have the average of maths that is 85, 78, 92, 88, right? So that would be divided by 4. So we will be doing 85, okay, equal to 85 plus 78 plus 92 plus 88, right? So we are getting the answer as 343. Now this we want to like, let's just copy it, control C, control V. Now I want to paste the value. So that I want to divide it with 4, right? So my answer is 85.75. So this is for maths average. Okay, so this is the math average. Let's just take it accordingly. I just want this color, so I'll just format paint and do it. So we are getting like that. So we'll just bold it so that it is easily understandable. Now coming down again for science marks, science average. So for this, we will be doing 90 plus 75 plus 95 plus 85 divided by 4. So of course, it will give us the result around 86.25, right? Next, we have English, average of English marks that we are getting. So it will be 88 plus 82 plus 80 plus 90, that we will be dividing by 4. So we will be getting 85. Right? So again, we'll do format paint over them, right? So this is how we need to just take it. Yes. So this is how we have taken it. So we have got all of this average marks, this, and this, right? Now what we can do, we can just fill it using this Control C and Control V like that. So we'll just increase the height to 30. Okay, right? So here in place of math marks, I will be getting this, like I'll do this with this equal to. For science, I'll be getting this marks, and for English, I'll be getting this mark, right? So more or less, now you can see this data has been like more or less accurately we can take it. So now this table is complete. Right? So this is one way by which we can do it. Like the another way, the method two, that is filling it with the value, missing value with average, that we can take. Next, third method, method three is like the most common one, that would be filling the previous value, like just whatever give the blank value to fill it up with the previous value. Fill it up with the previous value. right? So here basically what we are doing, Control C and Control V. In this case, if we are doing, here you can see that here we have this value, this part is vacant, so we'll just fill it up with the above value. Of course, we have filled it for this, right? So this we will be filling it up with this value, and this is also empty, so we will be filling it up with this value. Okay, so this is how we will be taking it for to filling up with the previous value. Okay, so this we will be doing with codes in Python, of course. But basically, just to make you understand what are the steps that we need to follow and what are the sub steps that we can do, of course. And these are, of course, based on the columns, what columns we are having, what are the types of the data set that is there inside the columns, like the records specifically, and what exactly it signifies. Based on that, we will be choosing how to do it and what to do it, right? Next, we have the most next method that we can discuss, that is filling it up with mode values. Okay, so filling up with mod value. So mod value, what is mod value? So you can see about the signs, uh, the signs here, right? So if majority or the most of the student have scored around, suppose like here the numbers are very different, but if suppose most of the students have scored around 85, like 85 is the is the frequency of 85 being the score is majority, like around 3 or 4, right? So we will be filling it up with this, right? We will be filling it up with this. So that is basically like this filling up with mode value that actually used for text data like yes, no, male, female. There we check for the mode value, and based on the mode value, we fill the data, right? Suppose if the passing rate, if you are calling, like suppose this the passing rate for this is yes, this is a no, this is again yes, and this is again suppose blank and this is yes, right? So based on that we can see that the like the mod value more. So here this blank value we can fill it up with yes. Okay, so that is the exact thing that we can do in case of filling up of missing values. Okay, now we can think about we have discussed four methods like method 1, method 2, method 3 and method 4. So method 1 being removing the rows, that we can do when few missing values or few missing rows are there, then we can delete those missing values. Okay, next coming down, fill the missing value with average. This we can do in case of the values that we are getting that are related to, like here suppose marks is there, then the best option would be this, because this is the appropriate one that we can do over here. In case of columns like marks, salary, in that case we can definitely fill it with the average value, that is the mean value. Next, fill it up with the previous value. So this we can do in case of like in case of the timetable, right? Suppose that the date value, like date column we are not having, in that case we will be just forward fill it, right? So forward fill it like suppose this value, like suppose this is the date basically, so this is not available, so I'll just take the above value and fill it here. Okay, so we'll use the forward filling for this. And coming down to the fourth, that is filling up with mode value, that we will be doing basically for the categorical values like yes, no, male, female, this kind of value we will be using this filling up with mod value for in case of missing values. Okay, so this is all about handling the missing values. So all of the techniques we have discussed, and this is also specific to specific column. The title of the column, of course, and of course related to the data type that the records of the column is taking in. So based on that, we need to take the methods accordingly and choose it wisely. Okay. So why this AI ML needs to clean the data? That might be might be a question that is coming. So before, like, this missing pages needs to be taken care, because after that we will be feeding this data to my model, right? Based on my data, the accuracy of learning or accuracy of getting the correct answer is totally dependent, right? So for this, if my data is not accurate, so the performance of the model won't be accurate in that case, right? So I want my data to be perfect. Like, at least there should be a specific way by which my I can present my data to my model, so that my model can understand the data accurately, right? So that is the reason we need to clean the data accurately. Now coming down, we have this duplicate values, duplicate data. So we have a data set like this. So here you can see this data, like Rohan 582 and Anita 578. This is the duplicate one. Basically, we have kept the cross to make you understand this is the duplicate. So what is this duplicate data? Duplicate data means some of the information, that the exact same information, to be very precise, that appears more than one, right? The same student record we have got more than once. About Rohan, you can say same record we have got more than once. The same record for Anita we have got more than once, right? So this need to be handled accordingly. So how we can find the duplicate, right? So we will be checking according to the each of the rows that we are getting this, if this data is exact duplicate or not. Is everything is exactly same or not, right? So there is two type of duplicate data. That is, one is exact duplicate, another is partial duplicate. Like, one is exact duplicate, that means like just like this two, like all of the data are same, the roll number, the name, the class, the marks, right? So that comes into exact duplicate. There is a partial duplicate also. Suppose Anita, like the same thing we are calling control C, control V. Name to Anita, the class is suppose 6 and the marks is suppose 78, or we can call it as 80 as well. 80 as well, right? So now you can see here, this is partially same because the roll number is 2 and the name is Anita. But this is two different person. One studies in class 5, another studies in class 6, and the marks they have got, that is also different, right? So this is the partial duplicacy that we can see in the data. Now, how to remove this duplicate data? So this is the data we have got. Now, the most important question: which one to keep, which one not to keep? The exact same row, like keeping one, and accordingly we will be moving ahead. This is all about it. Basically, once we have detected the duplicates accordingly based on the exact duplicates, we'll just remove this and we'll keep it accordingly, right? So if we are taking it like that, control C, control V, okay, control C and control V. Now we have to just delete this one. Just a minute, control Z, control V. Now we will be deleting this one. So this column we will be deleting it off, because that is the exact duplicate. So this is also the duplicate, so we'll just delete it as well. So now this would be my clear data. Clear data means this would be my like the clean data that I can use now, right? So I have the unique roll numbers, the name, the class, and the marks, math marks. So here you can see that roll number is my primary key, that is unique to each of the student that is there inside any of the class, right? So here, when until and unless I am getting everything unique, like all of the cell we are getting unique values, we won't be taking it accordingly, right? So this is all about handling duplicates. like identifying the duplicates and then handling the duplicates. Next, coming down, we have the inconsistency in the data. So, inconsistency in the data means like inconsistency means some of the information written in different forms, different spellings, different numbers or words maybe. So, that is inconsistency in the data. So, here you can see this Delhi and Delhi has been written in different way. So, it will be taken differently. So you can see that this Delhi and this Delhi has taken accordingly. So my my system is case sensitive and it actually sentence sensitive actually. The way I am writing it, it will be taking it the same way. Like if my variable in Python, if I am storing the variable as Delhi with capital D, and next time when I'm calling the same variable with this value, that is with small d, it won't be identifying it accordingly, right? So I need to take it accordingly and I need to fix the inconsistency that is there inside my data. Okay, so fixing the inconsistency is a major thing that we need to take accordingly here. Okay, hope this is clear to you people. So once this is clear, we will be getting in through like this needs to be handled accordingly. So once we have find the inconsistent data, so we need to take it accordingly. So here you can see there is a spelling error. So we'll just delete it and we'll just take it the exact way how it is and we'll maintain it for all. Okay. Next here five we have got sentence in sentence case and also fifth. So we will be just removing it and keeping it one standard form. And also about this, we'll take it to 10 like this so that this can be easily taken and understandable. So this would be my final data, final clean data. Okay. Coming down to text. Okay, text data is basically where where we are having the names, the reviews or any of the cities like that, the feedback basically. Yeah. Okay, so this data actually means words, not the numbers. So anything that is there that is coming out with numbers, that would be an issue. So this is of course a messy data. So you can like why this text data needs cleaning, because if I'll be seeing like if my model will see it, so it will be seeing like good and good. So if you can see here, we have got four different types of things. Good, 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 very good. But ultimately good is one. There should be two categories, good and very good. Right. So AI or my model that I'll be training at the end of the day, that will be taking it accordingly. Like they will segregating it into four or five different classes. Right. In that case, I need to convert text into the same case, into the same case. So how we will be doing it? So this good needs to be taken accordingly. So this would be copied. Control C, and this needs to be deleted, Control V, and this needs to be deleted, Control V. Again, this very good. We will stick to one consistent form. So we'll take Control C and I'll put Control V. Right? So this will make it accordingly. Same going down to Delhi and Mumbai as well. So we'll just fix it and we'll take it this way as the standard Control C, Control V, Control V. So now this is my clean data that we have figured out. Now coming down to the categorical data. Categorical data is basically like the categorical data means group names or labels or numbers basically. Suppose we have this gender, male or female. That is a very unique type that we can consider either male or female. There are two possibilities, right? That we need to take it accordingly. Just a moment, guys. Okay. Why this categorical data here, that is gender, needs to be taken accordingly, right? Because, like, of course, the same reason everyone should have a same form that needs to be taken, else it will be considered differently. So we will be just changing it accordingly. So M will be taken to male, this male would be changed to male, and F female will be changed to female. Okay, coming down to 5, that will be also changed to 5 like this, and pass will change like this, and fail we can take a single form of fail result like that. So that will be taking into a standard form of fail like this. So that we have got a exact same way by which we are filling the data. So this is about categorical data. Now coming down to date and time. So date and time, basically date and time actually tells us when something is happened, on which day, at what time. So this is the dates basically. So this is my sample data set that you can see. So why date and time needs to be cleaned, right? So if I want to get a specific type, in that case I won't be getting, my model will get confused. There should be one single form that will be maintained through the entire data. Okay, so we need to choose only one single format. Suppose I am using with DDMMYYY in this format I am checking. So my data should be like this only. Like I should take it in this way only. So this should be taken this way. Okay, copy cells, right? So it should be taking like this only, right? So after we have fixed this, so everything should be in a single format. So again, also about the time needs to be format in either 24 hours format or 12-hour format, whatever be the format we are checking. So in that format, we need to take it. If we are taking with the 12-hour format, in that case, we need to check about AM and PM accurately, and also we are have to suppose we have to combine the date and time, we can also do that. Okay, so that it will be taking accordingly. So for here you can see we have the same type, so we'll be taking a same format so that it is accurately taking the same way, so that we can understand it. Now the data is clean, so we have got the student name, the exam date, and also the time accurately, right? So it is the exactly useful part that needs to be taken. So if we are breaking it also, like if we are just breaking that as well, so we will be getting a year specification, that is year. Then suppose first we have the day, then we will be having the month, and then we will be having the year, right? So how we will be getting, the day would be one only because the dates are same. Let's take it here from here, more numbers, custom. Uh, I want numbers like this. I want. So I want it same, copy cells, right? So now this is the day I have got. Now about the month, this would be exactly same, control C, control V, because the month we have talked about is January. So it has taken it accordingly, and this would be 2025, right? So we'll take it and we will be just copying the cells. Okay, this has not taken accurately. 2025 we will be taking, or we can just take the data accurately. How we can take the data? Just a moment. So we'll take it. So we have got the values accurately, right? So we have got the day, the month, and the year. So this is basically for extracting purpose. So if we have a specific way in this way, now if I need to get my year accordingly, so I can be able to extract the year. I can extract the time, I can extract the hour, I can extract the minute from it. Okay. So for minute or granular difference, if I need to see over the time, that I can also see. Or based on my data, if I need to do any of the further analysis of my data, that also I can do based on this granularity. Okay. So this is the reason we are taking into date time format. Next, we have the mismatched data. So mismatched data, this is the mismatch, this is the data set that contains mismatched data. So why mismatched data is a problem? So suppose who is 10-year-old, so we are getting to see about this 10-year-old, this age, the male and the female. So it should come out as like here you can see this is the age column. What about this female here? Why this is female? So here 11, I can understand this is an inconsistency in the data that we can fill, that we can take it accordingly. But what about this female? Female shouldn't be taken here, right? That is gender, and gender cannot be around any of the age. Or here also gender that is coming down to 90 or 10. That is inconsistency. So we need to understand each column, what should it contain? Like age should contain only numbers, gender should contain male or female. Marks should contain any number between 0 to 100. Right? So then we need to find this wrong values. So we have already found out this wrong values, and for fixing this mismatch that we have got, so we have this wrong values like 11. That should be replaced with 11 like this. This female here, like this is the female that needs to be replaced here. Here in this category there is an like swipe that has happened, so we will just replace it. So we'll just take this Priya to here, like control C, control V without this cross, and here we will be filling 10. Okay. Now, coming down, we have the other values that we have come around this male and gender. So that is also a mismatch. So Control X, Control V, and we will replace it. And here this value was 90, so we'll put it 90 like this. Again, 80 and male. This 80 is a inconsistency in the data, so we'll just fill it accordingly. So this is now my like updated table, you can say, or my clean value or clean data that I can go for processing. So this is the way about mismatching of the data that we have got. So mismatch data is the wrong value in wrong column. So it might be confusing. So we had to just replace it accordingly, right? So that it can be taken in accordingly. Now we have the scaling. Scaling means it takes the number to the same size or range. So this is the values we have got. Age is around from 10 to 11 is the max. Max is coming down to 11 and mean is coming down to 9. From here, if you can see, the mean is coming down to 130 and max is coming down to 155. Now, marks is coming down around 85, around 78 being the minimum and 90 being the maximum. So that is not in an exact range, right? So the height value is 130 to 150. That are way more than the age. The values of age is from 9 to 11. That is way more lesser. So this scaling actually take it accordingly so that we can just take it accurately and based on that we can fill it. So in the last session we have already discussed about mean max scaling. So we will be just taking the value accurately and will be doing the mean max scaling and standardization as well. So we have already discussed about mean max scaling. And number two is standardization. Sorry, my screen has got like freeze. Just a moment. Yes, it is coming up now. So standardization, mean max scaling, standardization. We have got the values accurately up here. So that is the standardization is basically Z score. So we have already seen in the last session how we can use this mean max scaling and standardization. What is the way of calculating it? So by using that form, we can just take this all these values in a specific range that will be coming in between 0 to 1 so that we can take it accurately so that the things can be taken accurately, right? So next coming down to data validation. What is data validation? So data validation means checking the rules to make sure that this data is correct before we are using it, right? So this is suppose this are the invalid datas, of course, because we have age. Age cannot be -5, of course, right? So we can understand that this is an invalid data. So it should be validated, like there should be a valid result that should be taken accordingly. Of course, about the gender, it can be either male or female. Alien is not an exact thing that we can put in the gender. So this is an inconsistency in the data. So we have to just remove it. Of course, marks would be we have to remove it for the gender and also about the age. Coming down to the marks can be of like this marks would be max marks is 100. So we can't have 150 as the maximum as the marks that one student has got. So this is an inconsistency in the data that needs to be removed. Also, the marks cannot be negative. So we need to remove all of it. Okay, so the age will be, of course, greater than 0. The marks would be, of course, lesser than 100. And the gender should be, of course, male or female, nothing else. Right? So that if we are removing this and we are trying to get it, like suppose the age we are removing it, so this things should be removed first. And now once we have removed it, so we have got this blank spaces, right? So what we will be doing, we will be just trying to fill it, like fill this blank using the methods that we have discussed for filling out the blanks. Okay. So for this, let's suppose taking the forward filling option, so getting it filled like this. So based on the name, we can find out that this is a female. So we'll just take it like female like this. And suppose for Rohan, we'll just take the average of this two and we'll fill it average of this two and we'll get an average. Okay, there is a typo. So no worries with that. We have got it like that. And for it, we will be also using the average. So we'll take the data from here to here and we will be just closing the bracket and we'll get the data like this. So marks is coming up like that. So that can be handled accordingly. No issues with that. Okay. So this is how we need to validate the data before we are using the data accurately. Now coming down with the outliers. So this also we have discussed in the last session. So an outlier is the value, of course, that is different from all of the other values. So you can see the marks here. This are around 85, 78, 82, 90. That is 300, right? So that is an outlier, of course. So we need to spot the outlier accordingly, and based on that, we need to go it accordingly. So there are two different different type of outliers. One is natural outlier, another is error outlier. Okay, so natural outliers is rare, but it is possible, right? Suppose the age we are giving it the age is around we are giving the age is around suppose 100, right? Nowadays, people living till the age of 100 is too less, but it is not that it is not possible. Among 100, 1% would be at least there who can live around 100 years, or maybe around 500 people will get at least one people who will get to live around 100 years like that, right? So that is not a like that can be a natural outlier, that is not an error based outlier, but this 300 is of course an error outlier because the maximum marks is 100. How intelligent a person can be, but the person can't move out of the maximum range limit, right? So this for this we are getting this is an like error, that is an outlier, like error based outlier that we are getting. So we need to remove the outliers and we need to replace it with the like valid value. Okay, so for that we can use either the average or the mean. Like after removing it we can use the average or median value also of it, and also we can use the capping value for it. Okay, so for this we will be discussing about the Z score, that is the way by which we can handle outlier. So here is the Z score. So this is the outlier here, that is 150. Okay, 150 is the outlier. So the formula basically of Z score. So Z score formula, that is value minus average, that we will be putting inside a bracket. Sorry, and we will be dividing it with standard deviation. Value is the number we want to check. Suppose 80 with the average of the class that we are getting. Now I want to divide it with the standard deviation. Standard deviation is how spread out the numbers are, right? So first we need to find out the average. So I'll just remove this one and I'll try to find the average. Taking it from here to here, and we are getting 94.2. Now we need to find out the standard deviation. Okay, so it will tell how spread out the marks are, right? So equals to standard deviation, and we'll take the value from here to here, and we'll get the marks and get the value as around uh, 31.28819. So we'll just take it to 31, right? So we'll just take it to 31. Now we had to calculate it accordingly. So suppose we are trying to calculate this one, 150. So 150, this would be 150 minus the average value, that is 94.2. and we will be using the standard deviation that is 31. Okay, so it will be approximately coming around, not exact, 2 point something. It will be coming around. Okay, so yes, it will be coming around to 2 point something. Okay, no, it will be coming around somewhat related to, yes, 2 point something or maybe relevant to that, it will be coming. So Z score meaning like if the like suppose if the value that we are getting between -2 to +2, that would be normal. If that is less than -3 or greater than +3, that would be considered as outlier. Okay, so that is the rule that we have for Z score. So if the value we are getting between -2 and +2, that we are getting like it is normal. But if the value is we are getting that is less than -3 or greater than +3, then that would be considered as outlier. So in that case, it is saying that is it is possible, no way with that. So for our example, Z score is 2, so close to outlier, but it is not like it is suspicious. If Z score was 3 or more, that is definitely an outlier. Okay, so this is close to 2, so we can say that it is an it is an outlier kind of. So let's just calculate it like that. So 150 minus 94.2. So that is coming around 55.8, right? So now we will be taking 55.8 divided by 31. So it is giving 1.81, around 2 only. So that is the reason we are telling that it is closer to outlier. But since it is not 3 or more than 3, so it is definitely not definitely outlier that we can't say, but this is suspicious somewhat. Okay, because the range we have taken around 150. So it is like 50 more than the value that we have taken it. So this is what we can take. So if we are taking another example, suppose the marks we are taking around, in that case, the marks we are taking around, suppose 70, 72, 71, 73, and we are taking the value as 300. Just a moment, 300. So approximately we are getting this, and we want to suppose add it up. So just a moment, we will be just adding that up. 70 plus 72 plus 71 plus 73 plus 300. So we have got the value as 586, right? And we have to take and we want to have to divide it. We have to divide it. Okay, just a moment. Yes, we have to divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So we have got the value as this. So 117.2, we have got the value. So now if we are doing the standard deviation of it, so equal to, we are doing over it. So standard deviation of the value of 70, comma 72, comma 71, comma 73, comma 300. Now closing the bracket, we are getting the value like this. So let's just decrease it to 102, right? So 300 minus 117.2 we will be doing. So we will be just taking it. So 182.81, 182.81. 0.8 divided by 102. So we will be getting the value 1.7, 1.79, right? So 1.792 that we are getting up here. So that is also coming in the range of right? So that is easier. But in case of Z score of 600, like if the values are coming out like this is okay. Like it is also considering near to the outliers. But suppose if in that case we are taking the value as 3000, 3000 like this. Okay, just a moment. So we have not taken it accurately. Just a minute. 71, 72, 73, 70, 74, 73 only, 74, or we can take it around 3000 like that. In that case, my value, my Z score or will be coming way too more higher, right? So we can definitely figure out that this 300 is of course the value that is way too huge. So in that case, we have to take the Z score accordingly. This is how we are going and finding out the Z score values. Okay. So majorly we consider Z score really less, but majorly if we need to find out, we are trying to use this IQR method that we will be discussing. IQR method is like the student marks that we are getting. Suppose let's enlist the student marks first. So 70, 72, 75, 78. Now we have 80, 82, 85, and 300. Right? So these are the values that we have taken. Now 300 actually looks a bit strange, right? So we will be finding the median value for it. So median we will be finding. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 values. So we have 4 and 4. So middle value is 78 and 80. This is my median values, right? So I'll be doing 78 plus 80 divided by 2. So that will be giving me around 79, right? So I'll get the value as 70 now. Now I had to find out Q1. So Q1, how I'll be finding? So Q1, I'll be taking the upper half, that is uh, 80, 82, 85, and 300. Sorry, Q1 is the upper, like the lower middle half that we are getting. So lower middle means we are getting 70, 72, 75, and 78. This would be my like the like the lower values that we have got. That would be Q1. Okay. Now we will be doing like again we will be taking the median of it and accordingly getting the values. For Q1, it will be again 72 plus 75 divided by 2. Because among 70, 72, 75, and 78, four values are there. 72 and 75 are coming in middle. So for Q1, the value would be around 73.5. Okay. Next, coming down to Q3. Q3 would be, of course, 80 to 80 coming down to 300. This would be my Q3 values. So the Q3 we are getting like this. So we will be doing 82 plus 85 divided by 2. That is around 83.5. Okay. So now we need to calculate what I need to calculate IQR, interquartile range. So how I'll be finding out Q3 minus Q1, Q3 minus Q1, that I'll be finding that will be my interquartile range. So Q3 minus Q1 would be 10 because 83.5 divided by 73.5 is 10, right? Now I need to find the outlier limit. So Q1, like the outlier limit would be the lower limit. So that would be, of course, Let's just increase the cell. So this will be Q1 minus 1.5 into IQR. Okay, so this will be 73.5 minus 1.5 into 10. So that is giving me 58.5. Okay, and upper limit that is coming down to be 83.5 plus 1.5. The same thing, but here we will be using plus in respective of minus. So here we will be using plus so that we are getting 8.83.5 plus 1.5 into 10, that is 89.5. Right? So this is my upper limit and this is my lower limit. Now you can see that 70 is coming within this range of 58.3 to 98.5. Majorly, if you can see, all of this value are coming within this range, but 300 is not coming in this range. So we will consider 300 to be the outlier. Okay. So this is all about the IQR. Now, based on the skewed data, if we have a skewed data, then of course we will be using IQR. Why? Because IQR works well with the skewed data, but it doesn't work well with the Z score, right? So basically, if you can see here why we are getting this result, basically we have taken 70, 72, 71, 73. So it is of course skewed, right? And majorly 300 or 3,300, that is way coming to that form. So that's why this Z score value we have got like this. So we have not clearly said that this is of course an outlier because the value is coming as 1.79, that is near to 2 but not more than 2 or near to 3, or in that case we cannot definitely tell that this is an outlier. Now, affected by outliers, of course, this IQR is of course affected by outliers because we are calculating the average accordingly. So for calculating the average, this is actually getting affected because we are at the end we are trying to get the median. But this Z score, there is less effect of outliers in the Z score as we can see over it, right? Because there is a specific rule that is set, that is for in case of Z score that you we have already discussed. So based on this because there is a proper rule that is set. So in that case, the effect of outliers is more like effect of outliers is more that we are getting in case of Z score, but effect of outliers in case of IQR, there is no such effect that we are getting a case of outliers. Okay, so this is all about the IQR and Z score. This is the technique that we need to take care in case of handling the outliers in depth and making things understand in details. So if the outliers are there, we need to handle the outliers. If that is not handled, then in that case, it will be a major issue while we will be going down with the model and making my model understand about the data. Okay, so this is all about all of the steps of data cleaning and data pre-processing. That is missing value, duplicate data handling, handling missing value, handling duplicate data, handling inconsistency in the data, handling the text data accurately, and handle the categorical data accurately, date and time management in the data. There should be so that the date and the time accordingly can be extracted based on any parameter. We need to handle the mismatching of the data and accurately need to rectify it. The scaling needs to be worked accordingly. Then we need to validate the data accurately before working with this. Then we need to identify and detect the outliers, and then we need to remove the outliers And based on the this technique, Z score and IQR, we can detect the outlier accordingly. And once it has been detected, we can remove the outlier accordingly. Okay. So this is all about everything in details. So once we like this is done, this data cleaning steps is done in today's session. So we'll continue in the next session accordingly from this point. So thank you everyone for joining today's session. We'll connect in the next session and accordingly we'll move on. Thank you everyone. Bye.